Hello all, I am Matthew McConaughey, and it is my pleasure to say welcome to the Graham Norton Show.
You're so close! You're all very welcome to the show. Isn't it exciting? Only 60 more shopping days till the end of the world. We've got a great show for you tonight. We really do. I am more pumped than Donald Trump dancing at the end of one of his rallies. Have you seen him trying to dance to YMCA? I mean, look at it. Like, how hard can it be? It's called YMCA. Do you think he's trying to remember how to form the letters? It's a bit like he's on Strictly, you know, covered in fake tan, dancing badly, and, hey, he might get voted out in a couple of weeks. It all makes sense. So, who do we have on our show tonight? Well, right here in the studio, it's comedian Mawaan Rizwan. Actor Stephen Mangan is here. One of the great Oscar-nominated Dame Kristin Scott Thomas. Later, we'll be joined by music superstar Bruce Springsteen. Plus, Oscar winner Matthew McConaughey will be joining us. Plus, we'll have music live in the studio from Sam Smith. Yes, we will. Ooh. That's exciting, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah, Sam Smith. Yeah, good.
Right here.
Live.
Live. What's he singing? Are we allowed to know? No.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, OK.
I'll read with interest. So, Stephen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Some first-timers.
Yes.
Some first-timers.
Newbies.
Yeah. How are you, Mawaan?
I'm good, man. I'm really excited to be here in front of, like, actual humans. Like, I love the NHS, but it's nice to be clapped for me again. I want my sandals.
You do look like you're trying to prove you don't have verruca or COVID toe.
You're welcome. I thought I'd make myself at home, you know, but now looking at you lot, I'm like, I do look like I'm here as part of the outreach programme. That is what it is, isn't it?
You look great. Shiny.
Thanks, man.
And now, Kristin, do you know, the Dame, you are a Dame, so...
I am a Dame, but I don't think you have to mention it so often.
OK, I won't mention it again. Now, you've a new film to talk about. The rarest of things. You star in the new Netflix adaptation of Rebecca. It's the Daphne du Maurier classic. It's streaming now. And although it's one of those odd things, because it's called Rebecca, but Rebecca's not in it.
No, it should be called Mrs. Danvers, I think, because that's my part.
Yes, it's all about Mrs. Danvers.
Pretty much is.
But what is it about, if people don't know?
Well, it's a love story. It's a young couple meet, and he is widowed, and all he can think about is his dear departed wife. And they meet in the south of France. They go back to England, to this beautiful house that everyone talks about as being the most marvellous house in England, etc. And they meet the housekeeper, who's Mrs. Danvers, who absolutely adored the dead wife. And there things start to go wrong. And it's a ghost story, basically.
But what is it about this particular story, you think, that brings people back again and again? Because there's been, you know, the film, there's been a couple of TV adaptations, and now this new movie.
I think it's because it's a story about something that everybody has an inkling of, which is jealousy. I think it's about jealousy, and I think it's about getting over the past. I think it's about wrestling with your ambition, your own ambition. And it's also a really great mystery, because who is Rebecca? How did she die? And the end is quite surprising.
Yes. Well, we've got a clip. This is you, as Mrs. Danvers, telling the new Mrs. De Winter, played by Lily James, a little bit more about Rebecca.
She wouldn't have a lady's maid, you know. I don't want anyone but you, Danny. Do you see how tall she was? She could wear anything with a figure like hers.
Mrs. Danvers, does Mr. De Winter ask you to keep the room like this?
It doesn't have to. She's still here. Can you feel her? Scary.
Good, right?
You're creepy. I like it.
I had no idea I was so frightening. I couldn't understand. People kept saying, "Oh, you're..." Everyone, Kristin Scott Thomas, is a bit frightening. She is.
But no, I've watched the whole thing. You do look like you're having a ball in this.
Yes. Yes, I did enjoy it. It was great fun. We're working with Ben Wheatley, who's the director, and working with Lily, who's a darling and who I've known before because she was in Darkest Hour as well, of course. And so, no, it's great fun.
Because reading about your career, you can never tell. You know, no one tries to make a bad film, and you can never tell. Like, didn't you think Four Weddings and a Funeral you thought was a dud?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I went to see it in a... It wasn't really fair, because the only time I saw it, really, was all by myself in a cinema in Paris, where there wasn't anyone to laugh with, and all I could see was me. And again, that's another film that should be called Fiona and her love of hats, as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, just watching it with no one there and not finding the jokes particularly funny. And then I was going to do promotion, and I was on a plane, and they were showing this film, and just the laughter going through the film. It was in the days when everybody had to watch the same film.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone was sitting there with enormous headphones on, laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, and all watching this film. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it is quite good.
It's going to be a
Did you
hit.
think you were good in it?
No.
OK. Because if you were like, yeah, it was crap, but I nailed it.
That rarely happens, sadly. I wish there were things that you thought, oh, God, I'm so good in that. But it doesn't really happen.
But when you do really big films, like, you know, The English Patient or Mission Impossible, are there things on those sets that just get you down, where you kind of think, I just stop now?
Yes. It must be the only job in the world where 150 people know when you're on the loo. There's a code, it's called 10-100. And you have people, and they're muttering into their microphone, 10-100, when 10-100. And then it's suddenly travelling, and you put 1 foot outside your trailer, 1 foot on the step, travelling. She's just exiting the trailer now, and she'll be down. We should be there in about 5 seconds. Walking, and now we are walking. We're just crossing the leads. We are coming through the door, opening the door. It goes on like this. It's completely crazy.
10-100 is toilet.
10-100, loo.
Where does it come from?
I don't know, actually.
It must be something to do with the holes, is it?
But I think 100 looks like loo, doesn't it?
Oh, do you
that's
think
what
that's
it
what it is?
Don't know.
I thought it was Honeywagon.
Honeywagon is
That's
the loo.
where you go.
You go
Oh,
to
they
the
say Honeywagon when I'm walking, so maybe... maybe I'm looking for certain codes.
But in terms of those big films, I mean, you were on Rush. Did you have that? Did people follow you around?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, that was a huge movie, because it's a story of James Hunt and Niki Lauda, and huge, great... I mean, those massive films, it's like the QE2, because there's so many people, there's so many cameras, there's so much to do, it just takes forever.
But the actual guy you were playing was on that set.
Yeah, yeah. I played Alistair Caldwell, who's the head of the McLaren, and I was so excited because he was there, and I could ask him questions, and I could copy his accent, and he said, you know, I didn't really dress like that. I said, OK, so I sort of changed my dress. He said, I didn't really smoke a cigarette like that. I said, OK, so I changed where I smoked, because I didn't really talk. I said, all right, it's not a fucking documentary. Give me a break.
Yeah, back off.
Back off, mate. It's artistic license.
Talking of harsh, people can be quite, you know, critics. Just people can be harsh. You had a teacher. This is... You went to clown school...
Yeah.
In Paris.
Yeah. No one panic, I'm a qualified clown.
Yeah.
That's literally...
Which one did you go
Oh,
to?
Philippe Gaulier.
Oh, no, I didn't go to him.
Where did you go?
No, I didn't go to him. I didn't go to him. No,
I was like, finally, something in common. You're like, don't be silly, not with the clowns.
I didn't go to clown
But
school.
Jacques Lecoq and all the,
Oh,
and the
Lecoq.
mime school. I didn't go to those places, but I did classes with them because I was at another... Anyway.
Yeah, Philippe trained under Lecoq, and
right.
it was... It sounds like we're making these names up. We're not. These are legit...
Really good fun, though.
Oh, no.
No.
Terrible.
Oh.
It was like a character assassination.
Oh.
So basically, the way he teaches you is like by criticising you, right? So every day we'd have to go up in front of the whole class, and he'd set a ridiculous clown exercise to be like, do your best impression of a washing machine. And so you'd be like, OK, and you just do the first thing that comes to your mind, like really desperate, trying to be funny. And then he bangs the drum, and he bangs the drum every time he thinks you're shit. And he bangs the drum, and he stops you, and he goes, "You think this is funny? Do you think that your parents are proud of you?" And then he gets other people in the class that, like, he knows that you've made friends with, and he gets them to criticize you. So he'll be like, "Emily, do you think Mawaan is funny? Do you think you give a tiny shit about this human being? Do you think if he was on a life support machine, you would say, ah, fuck it?"
Tough love.
Tough love. But you know what? See, ever since then, no heckle has bothered me. So...
Very good. OK, it is time to meet our first remote guest. He is quite simply a musical icon. Please say hello to Mr. Bruce Springsteen. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? It's good to see you.
Oh, it's really nice to see you. Welcome back. Now, I know this room because I've seen the documentary. So this is your place outside New York.
Yes, this is, we're on our farm. This is my studio. It is the, as you can see, house of 1,000 guitars. And, you know, we live about an hour south of New York City.
Wow. So presumably you've quite enjoyed lockdown on the farm and with the horses and everything?
Well, you know, it's a little boring at this point, but it's not a bad place to be stuck if you have to be stuck someplace.
So listen, you bring us a new album and a documentary. They're both called Letter to You. The album is out today and the film is currently streaming on Apple TV+. And it's safe to say this is kind of... It's more about the E Street Band in a way than just about Bruce Springsteen. Yeah,
well, it's the first record we've made really together in a long time. And we all got together in this room and we cut the record in about 4 or 5 days. It was very quick, and we sort of did it the old-fashioned way in the sense that everybody played it once and we kept what we got, you know. But as a non-musician, it's like watching magic. The way that, you know, you come into that room, you play a version of a song on a guitar, you sing it to them, and then in the documentary, you know, you see the way the band then make the record. May the crowd mango trees like that. You can even do a little shorter. Yeah, it's interesting because on this record, I made no demos, which means I didn't put it down myself on any tape. Then when the band came in, I pick up an acoustic guitar and I play them the song like I'd play it for you. They take their notes and we're off to the races. And I love the way that you've intercut the old footage of the band, because it seems this is a very kind of reflective record. There's a lot of looking back at who you were. Yeah, and if it works, I mean, imagine this. You are 17 and you are in high school. And then you have a group of friends. And then 50 years later, those very same people are the people you're still working with. That only happens in rock and roll music. It happens in no other business or line of work in the world. It's a wonderful thing. How's your voice survived? You know, because your gigs are long and you really give it some, don't you? Do you have problems with your voice? I was lucky that I started when I was 15 playing in local bars where you played 5 hours a night. You played 50 minutes and had 10 minutes off, and you'd played 5 of those sets. So I was used to singing for a very long time. So when I started to sing, for lack of a better word, professionally, they only wanted you to play an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that seemed like nothing to me. So I could sing all night and then some. So I've been lucky that way, because I have a lot of friends who struggle with keeping their voices in shape. We're going to listen to a little bit from the album. This is from the track Ghosts. It's your
Bruce, Bruce.
I like that.
The beginnings of this album, it's extraordinary. It began with a gift from a fan. Is this right?
Yes, it began with this guitar right here. I was coming out of my play on Broadway, and you know, you come out and there's a small group of fans, and you sign some things and talk to some people, and there was a kid standing there, or a guy standing there with this guitar, and he just handed it to me. I thought he wanted me to sign it. He said, "No, it's for you. It's for you. I want you to have it, you know." And so I jumped in the car with it. I didn't look much at it till I got home, and then when I got home, I looked at it and I realized it was a gorgeously made piece. The wood is beautiful, and it's just... And so I left it in my living room, and when I started to feel like writing, I just picked it up, and it sounded so beautiful. Most of the songs from the record came out of it, so I owe a debt to my mysterious friend who handed this to me on the street in New York City.
Because looking at the room, I sort of think if I was gift shopping for Bruce Springsteen, I probably wouldn't have gone for guitar.
I'm always glad to have another guitar.
But you are very nice to your fans. You do give them time and all of that. And Patty, she put up a clip. I think, weirdly, is this you in Italy?
Yeah. We were riding around Lake Como in a Jeep, and my wife, for some reason on that day, was blasting my own music out of the Jeep, which is a bit of an embarrassing situation. So people started to gather around the car, of course, and somebody was on a motorcycle and kept chasing us.
Aww.
That's what I do on my days off. I drive around town playing my own music and signing people's backs.
Did Patty film that?
Yes, she did.
Okay. She needs a new phone, just saying. Well, we could listen to you all night, but we must let you go. So congratulations on a fantastic album and a beautiful film. Letter to You, the album's out now, and the film is already on Apple TV+. Bruce Springsteen, everybody!
Thank you, Dan.
Bruce! Wow. When I saw him in concert, people were doing Bruce. I thought people were booing.
He's amazing. Like, I can't believe that was Bruce just there.
Yeah, he's so nice. He's
lovely.
He is very nice. Oddly, talking of musical icons, Kristin Scott Thomas, you were discovered by a musical icon.
I was, yeah.
This is an amazing story. I did not know this story. Go.
Somebody said that, hand-picked by Prince.
Prince?
Prince.
Yeah.
You like saying that, don't you?
I do.
And you should, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was 23, working in the theatre in France, and I got a call to go to a casting because Prince is going to make a film in France, and he needs people to play the small roles, and he wants local actresses so he doesn't have to import any English speakers from elsewhere. So I show up, do this audition, and then they said, would you be interested in auditioning for the lead? I just simply... First of all, I thought the whole thing was just a miracle, me even being there, because that was the summer of Around the World in a Day, and I had been listening to it over and over again on repeat on my Walkman that somebody brought me back from Japan, because they were a rarity. Yeah. Do you remember those?
Oh, I do.
Things with a thing like this.
Yeah.
And so I said yes, and then I did some more words, and my head was spinning slightly. And then they said, can you come back at about 6 to meet Prince? And I promise you, it was just, I had to keep reminding myself that this is actually real, this is actually going on. And I went back, met him, got the job. He actually flung a piece of bread across the dining room, but that was a mistake. But he was a bit nervous, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I had a sort of nervous gesture. We were children. We were 20, 23 and 22.
And the movie was called Under the Cherry Moon. We've got a
Yes.
picture of you and Prince in the movie.
Oh, God.
There you are. Wow. Wow.
Look at him.
Look at you.
Yes.
And then you brought your mom to the
yeah.
premiere, which must have been lovely for her.
Well, yes, I mean, yeah. It was a weird premiere because it was in Wyoming. And they took over the whole town. It was this huge, great deal. And Mummy came. And after the premiere, she patted my knee. We were sitting together in the cinema, and she goes, "Don't worry, darling, it'll be better next time." And she was right.
She could have waited.
Right.
I almost met Prince. We did a show on Broadway, which is a big hit. We won the Tony, and the night of the Tony Awards, we had a big party, and the rumour went round that Prince was coming, and 2 massive bouncers came in, and they put a chair, and then they put a rope around that one chair, and then 20 minutes later, Prince walked in, they opened the rope, he sat in the chair, they closed the rope again, and he sat there with his cane for 40 minutes and then got up and left.
That is odd.
No bread throwing. Didn't speak to anyone. Really odd.
That is very... It was like he was just a bit tired.
I don't...
I need to sit down.
Yeah.
I told my children to watch Under the Cherry Moon because I thought they might enjoy it, have a laugh, watch Mum, etc. They said, "Mum, we had to turn it off. It was just embarrassing." And they went out for pizza instead.
OK.
I saw the trailer, and it looks like quite arty.
No, it's improved with age, I think.
Ah, OK. Because you're like, oh,
At
it
the
must have
time,
been
it
a 70s thing.
The time, 70s.
Sorry, no, I'm... Sorry, man. Did I say
He meant 60s. He meant 60s.
Yeah. I'm only 12, leave me alone. Sorry, I meant noughties, obviously.
Listen, we will be seeing a lot of Stephen on our screens over the next few weeks because we're doing a sort of job swap. You're taking over on Children in Need in a couple of weeks with the lovely Melanie Gedroych.
Yes.
I'm regretting it.
Well, big shoes to fill. I'm very excited.
They're really not. But Mel's lovely. She's great.
How's Pudsey? Any advice?
Pudsey,
Yeah.
bit whiffy.
Bit of a diva?
Yeah, bit of a whiffy.
Right.
It hasn't been washed since about 1945.
OK.
Yeah. So, steer clear.
OK.
Yeah. But now, we can currently see you in the latest series of Portrait Artist of the Year. It is continuing Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Sky Arts. And this is Series 7. Have either of you watched this show?
No. Yeah.
Because it's really, like, when you watch it, you immediately become a judge. It's...
You can't help it, can you?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're terrible at art, which I really, really am, I'm utterly hopeless. To me, it's a form of magic, watching... we've all seen so many portraits and paintings, but it's how they get from the blank piece of paper to that finished thing is mesmerising. And I think whether you're totally rubbish at art like me but enjoy it, or you're, really into it and a really keen painter, people absolutely love it because there's so much drama. Things can go really terribly wrong and they can pull them back. You get to talk to the artist and go, why that colour? Why are you doing this? And it's totally absorbing.
Well, we've got a clip. This is the little taste of Portrait Artist of the Year.
Hello, George. How's it going?
How's Stephen? Very well, thank you. Wish I had more time.
No, we're not kind to you on time, are we?
No, you're not, no. But the technique I'm using today is something I've been practising for a little while. I've done one on you.
Of me?
In 4 hours, yeah.
Why would you do one of me?
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I brought one...
Oh, I'm really nervous now. Oh, wow. You're making me look more handsome than I actually am. That was very good of you. If that's a form of bribery, then thank you very much.
Good. Melanie Sykes laughed a bit louder and longer than she needed to.
Yeah. It's like looking at pictures of yourself, isn't it? You just don't want to see.
Because
your
that
own
moment,
face.
I mean, a lot of these people are actors, but they're not that good when they turn around.
I mean, yes, because each sitter gets 3 portraits painted of them. And some days they get 3 astonishingly good portraits. They get to pick one to come home. Other days, and this often happens with beautiful women, actually, I think artists find it harder to capture them. Sometimes, I mean, poor Jodie Kidd, who's very beautiful, her 3 paintings were, not that flattering. And you watch, because they've sat there for 4 hours, they don't know what is behind, and they're so excited, and the portraits are turned around, you see them go...
Have you had your portrait done?
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, one was by a friend of mine in Paris, and they were great. There was huge, great things that got sold and went to live in Texas or something. I don't know where they went. But then about 6 years later, I was minding my own business at the hairdresser, and a woman comes in and she says, "Oh, I've got the most fantastic nude of you." I was a little surprised by this painter, and what he'd done was he just stuck my head on somebody else's body.
Wow. Wasn't mine, was it?
Now, here's the thing. You could always, pick up paintbrush, pencils, and have a go at painting your own favourite celebrity. Now, look, they don't always come out perfectly. So, quick game. Who are these pictures meant to be of? OK, who's this one?
Minnie Driver?
Minnie Driver, good guess.
Miriam Margolyes?
Oh, she would not be happy about that. Surely Harry Styles, right?
Are you a witch? That is Harry Styles.
Is it?
How did you know that?
Wow. Art is very subjective.
Now, this one is much easier. This is more obvious. There's another pop star. Anyone? Not so clever now, Mawaan, are you?
Madonna?
No, good guess. It is, of course, it's obvious, Ariana Grande.
All right.
I know they got some things wrong, like her hair is actually much longer than that. This one's easy. Who's that?
Mel Gibson.
Yes, well done. Yes, that is well done. I thought it was not bad. It's like an actor. This is another action star. Wow. I love this one.
A Neanderthal.
Is that Jason Statham?
I guess that. No.
No?
Oh, my God, is it you, Graham?
No.
No, but a bit.
Action star. No, it is, of course, Bruce Willis.
Oh, duh.
In Planet of the Apes. OK, this one. Now, I'll give you. It's not Emily Maitlis.
OK. Princess Di?
Princess Di, not about. It's an actress.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, I would say Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, good guess. And it's not Glenn Close. It is, of course, Julia Roberts.
Poor Julie.
Not so pretty woman now. Mind you, some celebrity portraits are so good, you know who they are straight away. Like this picture of Justin Bieber. I mean, uncanny, isn't it? Wow.
Whoa, are you allowed to show that?
Look at his skillet.
That's a pancake.
Also, they've used my body again. Rude.
Very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mawaan Rizwan has joined the cast of the latest series of Taskmaster. It's now on Channel 4. It's moved to Channel 4, Thursdays at 9. So if people haven't seen this show before, how does it work? What's the aim of the show?
Well, I didn't really know what to expect. And I thought it was like a sort of fairly chilled panel show meets a game show. You get tasks, how hard could it be, right? Turns out it's a brutal personality test. It's like, it exposes all the parts of you that you don't want people to see. Greg Davies is the taskmaster. He's uber strict. He sets you impossible tasks. And I didn't think I'd care about winning or the points, but, like, I ended up really wanting Greg to like me, you know? I think there's something about his, like, disapproving nature really reminded me of my dad, you know? And you just end up getting emotionally attached.
We've got a clip. This is from next week's show.
Mawaan, what is your thing, the best thing with holes in it, that you've spent ages thinking about?
I recently become a godfather. I thought it would be nice to crochet my godson a little bunny. So that's what I brought in.
Here we go.
Oh. Now, this is what it's meant to look like. This is what I managed.
The stuff of nightmare.
That was 6 hours of work.
That's like Wicker Man for children. I mean, that's... and now, obviously, you know, you're getting great success now. You're on Sky, you're on, you know, ITV, Channel 4, you're here.
Yeah, I'm really successful.
You are!
Yeah.
You are! Hey, that tracksuit didn't bling itself, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But you were kind of a self-starter. You made these YouTube clips.
Yeah, because I didn't know anyone in the film or TV industry. It felt like this quite far away, inaccessible world. So the closest thing to me was the internet. And I just used to make comedy videos online, But I knew my parents wouldn't be on board with my career plans. So I decided to put my mum in the videos so that she would be emotionally invested.
Smart.
Good thing.
Yeah.
And then the video started doing really well. Like, I started getting loads of views, and I was like, OK, this is not so bad. And one day, I got a call from a producer in India, and she was calling from, like, the biggest television network in Asia. And she was like, we're casting for a lead role in a primetime TV series. And I was like, OK, I've never thought about Bollywood, but go on. She was like, oh, no, we don't want you, we want your mom. So I go to my mum, and I'm like, Mum, some producer wants to put you in her TV show. You probably don't want to do it, right? My mum's like, well, no, I'll give it a go. So we film an audition, right? We send it off. 3 months goes by. We don't think much of it. And then I get a call from the same producer. And she's like, oh, my God, your mom is amazing. We want to cast her as the lead role, send her on the first plane to Mumbai. So this is what happens, right? My mum moves from Essex, working as an English language tutor, flies over to India, starts working as a Bollywood actress, ends up being there for 5 years, becomes a household name in India.
Wow. We've got a picture. Is that her in the show?
That's the show she's most famous for. It's called Ye Hai Mohabbatein. Doesn't she look lovely?
She does.
She's really in her element.
And then you've given us some other pictures. What's this next one? This is her with some dancers, I think.
This her with backup dancers, living her best life. You know, I know I should be happy for her, but this wasn't the plan, Graham. She's getting more attention for something I did to get more attention from her.
But when is this recently or?
No, this was a few years ago. She's like.
You weren't on telly at all. It was just her.
You know what I was doing at the time?
No.
I was working Sports Direct. Imagine doing that job every day, knowing your mum's on the other side of the world getting her own backup dancers.
I like that. She won.
Yeah.
Well, listen, actually, Mawaan, I hope our next guest has been listening because his mother has a similar love of the limelight. Please welcome, live from LA, Oscar winner, Matthew McConaughey, everybody! Hey!
Good to see you.
Oh, so good to see you. I don't know if you were listening there, but you've talked to us about your mother before. She quite liked it when she got to step into the light.
Oh, very much. Very much. Liked it maybe more than I did. Right after I got famous, so to speak, after A Time to Kill opened up, our relationship was a bit tight for a while, meaning things I would share with her might show up the next day or the next week in the newspaper. Or, for instance, one night I'm at home and I get a call from my buddy. He goes, you watching this? I go, watching what? He goes, put on Hard Copy, which is one of those 6 p.m. sort of gossip shows, right? I put it on. And there I see my bedroom with my mom leading this cameraman through my bedroom that I grew up in high school. And she goes, and this is the bed where I caught him with Melissa. I was really focused on that because she didn't really last. And this is his bathroom. And in the shower here is where I caught him doing you know what, but don't worry about it. And she's going on, and I'm going, Mom, what did you do? And she goes, what? And I go, Mom, I hear it in the background. You're watching it too at home. And I'm watching it. What the hell is going on? She goes, oh, that. I didn't think you'd find out. And I go, Mom, it's on national television.
Well, you've shared everything personal now because you've got a new book out, Greenlights.
Yes.
It's out now. And as far as I know, this was originally going to be a sort of, almost like a life manual, but then became more of a memoir.
Yes. I mean, originally the idea was, I've been keeping diaries for 36 years, so the idea was I was going to go away and see if anything in those diaries were worth sharing. The original idea with what I saw was, this will be a nice little thin 50-page hardback that every college kid can put in his back pocket when he goes to college, of some aphorisms and some aspirations. Well, as I got deeper into my diaries, stories started to come out, and the chronological backbone narrative of my life and stories in it were quite funny. They had a lot of lessons in them. It still has some of the, say, truth bombs and prescribes and poems and prayers and stuff in it. But the backbone of it is the narrative of the last 50 years, and that's where the title, Greenlights, come from.
And it's not just life lessons, it's also career lessons. You tell a story in the book about a valuable lesson you learned on, I think the film was called Scorpion Spring?
Yes. Another one of these times when I had a bright idea that went wrong. It was a time early in my career where I had gotten out to LA and I was not getting the jobs. Meaning I was getting a callback, a second callback, but not landing the job. And I was taking acting lessons for the very first time, learning finally what I'd instinctually known how to do previously. Well, I get this blind offer of this role, and it's of this drug runner on the border of Mexico and Texas. And the scene is the coyotes bring across his drugs. He doesn't pay for them. He steals the drugs, kills them, and moves on. Basically, that's it. Well, I get this bright idea that, look, man, I need to go back to how I did it in the beginning when I played Wooderson in Days Confused, when I had 3 lines and I worked for 3 weeks, and I would just improvise the scene because I knew my man and I would just be me. So I said, I'm not going to read this script, Scorpion Spring. I'm not even going to read the scene. I know the scenario. I know my man. I'll show up on the day and I'll do what he would do. Ding. Bright idea. Cut to, I'm on the set of Scorpion Spring. I'm about to shoot that scene. Well, obviously, I get a little bit nervous because the PA walks by and says, you want to check out the sides? And I say, yeah, let me see the sides. I grab the sides. I'm on my mark. We're about to say action. I have a peek. 1 page, 2 pages, 3 page, 4 page. Monologue. My guy. In Spanish. I feel this bead of sweat come up on the back of my neck. And I remember saying to no one in particular, can I get 12 minutes? Thinking that 12 minutes was not long enough to be an inconvenience to the crew, but maybe long enough to go learn a 4-page monologue in Spanish because, hey, I took a semester of Spanish in the 11th grade. Well, it was not long enough to learn 4 pages in Spanish, and I went back and did the scene. I've never watched it. I'm too embarrassed to, but I learned that day you've got to prepare to have your freedom. So I've been a big preparer for my work ever since because that was one of my most embarrassing moments.
Kristin Scott Thomas is here. And Kristin, you had almost the opposite thing happen to you with a film.
With a film that was due to be shot in Bosnia, and I was a pianist, a Bosnian pianist. So I had lessons in Bosnian, and I learned this language. It was incredibly difficult. A very patient man who came to the house every day and to play the piano. And then the film didn't happen.
So you just left knowing some Bosnian?
Didn't happen, no.
No, Bosnian and how to play piano.
Do you remember any Bosnian?
No.
Oh, OK. And Matthew, on the show, you've talked before about your dad and what an extraordinary man he was. And in the book, he really comes across as kind of a superhero. Tell us about your bird.
Yes. Well, this was a summer, I guess around 1978, 79. My dad and I were living together in a trailer park. And we had a bird, a cockatiel. He loved this bird. And we had a rule, you know, in the morning, just watch when you open the door so he didn't get out. And, you know, when you're coming in the door, make sure you just open it slightly so the bird didn't get out. Well, the bird would fly around freely all day. And then we'd get home, put it in his cage, let it talk to it, let it sit on his shoulder. He got home one night from work, about the same time I got home from playing outside. And then where's our bird, Lucky? Lucky, where's Lucky? No, Lucky, where Lucky's always here to greet us. Where the hell's Lucky? I'm looking on one end of the trailer. Dad goes to look on the other end. All of a sudden I hear Dad start going, no, 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 no. I run back there. He's on his hands and knees over the toilet. And he reaches in. Lucky's down there swirling, lifeless, dead in the bottom of the toilet. He reaches in the toilet. Dad he loved this bird, starts just weeping, brings this bird up, soaking in toilet water. And then he grabs the bird by the waist and puts Lucky's head and whole chest in his mouth. And he starts going, tears coming down his eyes, starts going very lightly. He's a big man. He's blowing like just the right amount of air that would not blow up a bird's lungs, but enough. And I'm watching this and Dad's weeping going. All of a sudden, feather flips. Brings his bird out. Lucky shakes the toilet water off his head and Dad's saliva off his head. He brought that damn bird Lucky back to life. That bird was dead. And by mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, he revived that bird Lucky. Lucky lived another 8 years.
Wow, what a great story. Listen, I know you've got to go, but there are lots of great stories in Greenlights is out now. And if you want to hear more about the book and from Matthew, they're doing a Fane event with Idris Elba tomorrow night. Matthew McConaughey, lovely to see you. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.
Always good to see you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Right, it's time for music. And it's another Oscar winner here performing their new single, Diamonds. Please welcome Sam Smith, everybody.
have it all, ripping memories off the wall. All the special things I bought, they mean nothing to me anymore. But to you, they were everything we were. They meant more than every word. Now I know just what you love me for. Take all the money you want from me. Hope you become what you want to be. Show me a little you care, a little you care, a little you care. You dream of glitter and gold. My heart's already been sold. Showed you a little I care, a little I care, a little I care. My diamonds leave with you. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move the dark way. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material love won't fool me. When you're not here, I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Shake it off, shake the fear of feeling lost. Always me that pays the cost. I should never trust so easily. You lied to me, lied to me, then left with my arm around your chest. Take all the money you want from me. Hope you become what you want to be. Show me how little you care, how little you care, how little you care. You dream of glitter and gold. My heart's already been sold. Showed you how little I care, how little I care, how little I care. My diamonds leave with you. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move the dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material love won't fool me. When you're not here, I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Whoa, whoa, always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Whoa, always knew. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move in dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material love won't fool me. When you're not here, I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Never gonna move in dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material love won't fool me. When you're not here, I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Whoa, whoa, always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Whoa, always knew. My diamonds leave with you.
Oh, Sam Smith, everyone! Their band back in here. Come on over, Sam. Beautiful job. That was so good. So good. Have a seat. Have a seat. Hello, Sam Smith. That sounded amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No, because I haven't heard it before, and it's just an instant kind of, that's a hit.
That's the first time I've sang it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's
Yeah.
fun.
No, you're good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You should sing it again. Yeah, you really should.
Love your outfit.
Thanks. Diamonds, babe.
Oh, stunning. For me.
They can stay with you if you
For
want.
me, please.
Such a flirt. Stop it, man.
It all started at the Graham Norton show. So that's off the new album,
Yes, yeah.
which is called
Love Goes.
Love Goes,
Love Goes,
and it's
yeah.
out on October. Is that
October the 30th.
That's next Friday, right?
That's next Friday, yeah.
Okay.
Week today.
But is it true that you wrote a lot of songs for this album?
I mean, I don't stop writing, ever. So, like, I'm writing my next record now. I've probably written, like, 20 songs already for the next record. So I just keep going and going and going. So it's over 100 songs, I'd say, per album.
Who'd you play them to first? Where'd you get your feedback from?
I play them to my team, and then I play them to my mum and my dad and my sisters, and they're ruthless. Absolutely ruthless.
We've established that family is quite ruthless.
Yeah.
But do you have sort of songs fizzing around in your head all the time?
Yeah.
And is it tunes and then words, or is it just words and tune all together?
It's melodies for me. Like the last 2 years, I've been just trying to really tap into the trade of being like a top liner, a melody writer. So it's just melodies. Sometimes I get a bit drunk and just sing some songs in my phone and... Yeah, and then just go to the studio and then listen back and... They're not very good. Some of them are awful.
Where's my Uber? It was supposed to be 3 minutes!
Yeah, we're going to put that on the album.
Listen, I'm so looking forward to hearing the whole album, and thank you so much for that beautiful
Thank you
performance.
for having
Sam Smith, everybody! Yay! That is nearly it, but I believe we do have time for a quick visit to the big red chair. Who is there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Lovely. And where are you from, Linda?
Ramsgate in Kent.
Ramsgate in Kent. And what do you do there, Linda?
Insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous in Ramsgate. Yeah, you need insurance.
Taking out insurance for this.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe that's what she's doing it, to make a claim. Yeah. She'll own the studio. Off you go with your story, Linda.
OK, right. So quite a few years ago, I had a boyfriend.
Woo!
And we was having a little bit of a kiss and a cuddle. But at the time, I had quite a large cold sore on my lip.
Oh, Linda, you delight me.
Anyway, so after the little kiss and cuddle, I said to him, I said, oh, the scab's come off. And he went, yeah, I've just swallowed it.
Oh, Linda.
That is absolutely foul. I need a drink.
She's going to get so many Tinder messages after this.
OK, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go and show yourself and tell your story, you can contact us via our website at this address. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests. Sam Smith, Stephen Mangan, Matthew McConaughey, Mawaan Rizwan, Dame Kristin Scott Thomas, and the mighty Bruce Springsteen. Join me next week with guests including singer Dermot Kennedy, children's author David Walliams, actor Jessie Buckley, comedian Bill Bailey, and Oscar winner Octavia Spencer. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Loving seeing Little Mix in their new role, creating that brand new band to support them on their next UK tour. The 6 remaining groups perform head-to-head for the first time tomorrow evening at 6:10. Next is Friday evening. If you love quirky American comedies, Aquafina is Nora from Queens.